Today I'm going to show you how to make one of these adorable applique pumpkin shirts using my supply kit. In the kit comes all of the items that you need to make this shirt except for the shirt, and the hoop is optional. On the back of the pumpkin design is this iron-on adhesive which will center and place a little bit over a hand's width down from the neck. I've cut with pinking shears all around the pumpkin so that it has minimal fray. You'll take an iron or heat press on a medium heat with no steam and press it for just about 5 seconds in each area. And then you're going to check the edges and see if it is stuck on. If it's not, you'll just go over it lightly again with the iron. Then once this is adhered to the shirt, we're going to take our stick and stitch pattern, peel it off, and we're going to center it over the pumpkin. You want the lines to match up close to the edges of the fabric of the pumpkin, and the stem will be right at the top of the fabric. I do recommend working with a hoop, and we're going to pop an 8-inch hoop down over top of this. Just don't tug the shirt to tighten it in the hoop. We're going to divide our thread here and use 4 strands of the white, and we're just going to be doing a split stitch. You simply make your first stitch, a small stitch, and then we're going to take our needle. We can skip a stitch length, come up through the fabric, and then insert your needle down into the middle of the first stitch. It literally splits the stitch in two. So skip a stitch length, go back down into the previous stitch, right in the center, splitting it 2 and 2. You don't have to analyze this or be super specific to make sure that they have split evenly. Most of the time the stitch is going to split right in half, and we just continue that way the whole way around, and the lines of the pumpkin as well. This is really more of a split stitch back stitch because we're skipping a stitch length each time and then working back into the previous stitch. Once you get to the end of a thread, we're going to take our needle under a nearby stitch in the back, leave a loop, and then go through the loop 2 times and pull it tight, and that will create a little knot, and then you can start a new strand. For the green part, we're going to use 3 strands of the green. And here I'm doing a regular split stitch, not the split stitch in reverse. This, you come up in the middle of the stitch and work forward. You can really do this either way, it's just a personal preference. I teach the first way where you go back down into the previous stitch because sometimes that's easier for beginners than coming up in the middle of the stitch. This version uses a little bit less thread. So you come up splitting that stitch, and then you work forward a stitch length, come up in that, and then work forward. And you'll see here that when I get down to the end up at the corner, I'm actually going to skip a stitch length and go back down into the corner. And here I'm switching back to the first method. It's going to achieve the same look on the front. It will look a little bit different on the back, but it's really up to you which way you would like to stitch it and which version of the split stitch is easier for you. You'll do this for the vines as well, and the bottom of the stem will be white because that's part of the pumpkin. And when you're finished stitching, you don't need to rinse off the stick and stitch. Just throw the entire shirt in the washer just like normal, and just go ahead and wash it regularly and dry on low heat or air dry, and you'll be all finished.